now on CBS 12 News this morning at 6. We could learn a lot more about why federal agents raided the former president's home at Mar-A-Lago. We'll tell you what document a federal judge is considering unsealing during a hearing today.
Plus, heightened security here at the federal courthouse following an increase in anti-Semitic rhetoric from extremist groups. How authorities are preparing to secure the courthouse both inside and outside ahead of today's hearing.
And Governor DeSantis thinking outside the box to hire more teachers in our state.
Veterans without a college degree can start applying right now. We'll tell you how many have already shown they want to lead a classroom.
It's a new day. This is CBS 12 News This Morning.
And we are following the latest on the investigation of former President Donald Trump's search warrant all day long. Good morning, I'm Matt Lincoln.
And I'm Sam Kerrigan. We will get to all of that in just a moment, but first we want to check in with meteorologist Lauren Oleski and that Thursday forecast.
Sam, thanks. We'll take a look right now at our conditions outside. We're starting in the 70s for most areas, 81 degrees right now in Boca, though no rain this morning. We will see the chance of some showers and storms, though, returning later in the day. This is 1, mostly sunny conditions. 2:30, we're still mostly dry. Today, the wind is changing throughout the afternoon. It starts out of the southwest early this morning. It's then eventually going to come out of the southeast late tonight. So we're going to start to see the showers developing inland and then moving east towards the coastline. But then later this evening, this is 7. By that point, that wind starts to come in more out of the east. Some of the rain actually could stall probably near the turnpike. This is 8:45. So similar to the past couple of days, most of the daytime is dry. It's late afternoon, 5, 6, maybe 7 o'clock towards the early evening that we see the rain moving in. And then we'll likely see a few scattered showers, mostly inland for Friday. Matt, Sam.
Lauren, thank you. 6:02 right now. Checking on our roadways. Vero Beach to Stewart, your drive time on I-95 is 36 minutes. That is normal for this time of morning.
Well, in just hours, we may learn more about the search warrant served at former President Donald Trump's Mar-A-Lago resort.
The federal magistrate judge who approved the search warrant will hold a hearing in downtown West Palm Beach to consider the request from Mr. Trump and news outlets to unseal the probable cause affidavit.
And that affidavit could give us information about the investigation, like sources, evidence, and potential suspects.
Take a look here. This is video from 10 days ago when federal agents searched the former president's Palm Beach home. Just last Friday, a judge unsealed a list of items, including some documents labeled top secret and highly classified that were taken from Mar-A-Lago by the FBI.
And since that day, we have seen dozens, even hundreds of Trump supporters near Mar-A-Lago, also outside the Trump Tower, New York, and at several FBI offices across the country protesting the search, calling it politically driven. And scenes like this we could very well be seeing at the hearing today.
We have live team coverage on the biggest national story of the day happening right here in our area. Our Kara Duffy is live with what police are doing to keep the federal courthouse secured from protesters.
But before we get to Kara, let's get out to our Danielle DeRoss live from Palm Beach to get us ready for this hearing. Danielle, the Department of Justice wants all this information to remain a secret?
Yeah, they do, Matt, and ever since that unprecedented search here at Mar-A-Lago, there have been big questions about what information the FBI had that they were able to convince a judge to sign off on this search. Now, what's been made public so far is the warrant itself and a redacted list of the items that the agents seized. What former President Trump and several media outlets are asking a judge to unseal today is the affidavit that outlines the supporting evidence that the FBI had to justify going into Mar-A-Lago. Now, although the Department of Justice is fighting to keep that affidavit sealed for now, it could reveal who the informant was that tipped them off to the existence of these classified documents being held at the former president's estate. A conservative legal group, Judicial Watch, along with several media outlets, are arguing that it is in the public's interest to know why it was necessary to search a former president's home. Lawyers for the DOJ say that releasing this document could chill witness cooperation going forward and jeopardize ongoing criminal investigations. We've learned that the DOJ is investigating Trump for violating the Espionage Act, along with other statutes involving the handling of classified materials. Trump claims these documents were declassified by the time they ended up here, and he is claiming that this is all politically motivated. That hearing is scheduled for federal court in West Palm Beach at 1 o'clock this afternoon. And that's where we find our Kara Duffy, who's telling us about added security measures for all of this.
Yeah, Danielle, today's hearing is expected to attract national media attention and possibly protesters. So as a precaution, the West Palm Beach Police Department will be working closely with federal law enforcement agencies like Homeland Security to make sure this area is safe. We are told that law enforcement is implementing what they call a 3-circle perimeter. That means heightened security outside the building here near the lobby and, of course, inside the courtroom. Now, this comes as the Anti-Defamation League says their agency has seen a spike in anti-Semitic rhetoric from extremist groups directed towards the magistrate Judge Bruce Reinhardt after he signed the search warrant for Mar-A-Lago. Threats have been made against the judge and his family.
I think if we learned one thing from the lead up to January 6th is that being as prepared as possible for any event that may occur is the best way to go.
Now, we are told a full sweep of the building will be done ahead of the 1 o'clock hearing. Anyone looking to walk into the courtroom will need to go through security and pass through metal detectors. We also know that no electronic devices will be allowed in unless you have a court-ordered permission to do so. Matt, Sam.
Kara, thank you. This morning, former Vice President Mike Pence is also urging fellow Republicans to stop attacking the FBI after the search at Mar-A-Lago. Law enforcement officials have reported a number of violent threats targeting federal agents. Pence reminded Republicans that they can hold Attorney General Merrick Garland accountable without lashing out at the FBI. He says the Republican Party should stand with law enforcement.
Our party stands with the men and women who serve on the thin blue line at the federal and state and local level. And these attacks on the FBI must stop. Calls to defund the FBI are just as wrong as calls to defund the police.
The former vice president says he believes the Justice Department and the Attorney General should be more transparent about what led to the search. And CBS 12 News, we're going to continue following this, everything that comes out of this hearing all day long. You can get the absolute latest on our website, CBS12.com, and by downloading our CBS 12 News app.
6:08 is now the time. This morning, suspended Hillsborough County State Attorney Andrew Warrant is taking the governor to federal court in an attempt to get his job back. The Democrat says he wants to test the governor's ability to remove elected officials from office over policy differences.
Ron DeSantis is hoping to get away with overturning a fair election, throwing out the votes of hundreds of thousands of Floridians. By challenging this illegal abuse of power, we can make sure that no governor can toss out the results of an election because he doesn't like the outcome.
The governor's office was quick to respond, calling the lawsuit baseless. The governor suspended Warren earlier this month, citing his pledge not to enforce a new law preventing abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy. The executive director of the Florida Alliance of Planned Parenthood put out a statement saying they support Warren's lawsuit. It reads in part, quote, Ron DeSantis has no regard for what is best for Floridians' health, our constitutional right to privacy, or the freedom to control our own bodies.
Well, 6:09 and this morning, we're learning the Florida Department of Education officially voted to allow veterans without college degrees to become teachers in our state. New numbers show the state has already received 215 applications from veterans for teaching positions. That's on top of the 11,000 applications the certification department has processed in the last month. Might take some time, though, for these people to become teachers. The governor says that it can take up to 90 days for these applications to go through. The governor spoke about the initiative in Pensacola.
You know, you can sit in a university lecture hall, but that does not supplant what you learn in the life experiences with being in those military units, understanding how to lead people, understanding how to be in difficult circumstances. And so our view is that, you know, those folks are bringing a wealth of experience and knowledge.
The governor also revealed a plan to recruit retired first responders to be teachers. Part of that proposal includes a $4,000 signing bonus.
6:10 now, and we are less than a week out from an important primary election in our state. On the ballot are races for governor and U.S. Senate. Democrats are trying to unseat Republican Senator Marco Rubio. Val Demings is a congresswoman and former police chief in Orlando. We sat down with her for a one-on-one interview about her agenda.
So we've got to do better. You know what has made this nation great? We can argue all day long about our political agendas, whether that's health care, reducing gun violence, or women's rights. But there are some things that we have to come together on behalf of the American people: our safety and security, infrastructure, health care. Because I really think that living in the greatest country in the world, every person should have access.
We will have the full interview with Demings and other candidates coming up in our next half hour. And tomorrow we'll also have interviews with candidates hoping to face off against Governor DeSantis in November.
Well, new in the trial of the Parkland school shooter today, we're continuing to learn more about the plans for Nicholas Cruz's defense team. Next, we'll tell you what's expected in the Broward County Courthouse.
Plus, a South Florida man dies after contracting a rare bacterial infection. Ahead, the seafood he ate at a popular restaurant and the warning from doctors this morning.
All right, I've been in the studio for a long time. Let's look outside live. Ooh, a nice little look at Lake Worth Beach. Good morning to you. We got more CBS 12 News this morning after this.